Welcome back to Liebherr Academy. In our previous lesson, we learned how to use the crane range diagram to determine the required boom length for a lifting operation. Today, we'll take the next step. I'll show you how to use a crane load chart to determine whether a crane can safely lift the load using the boom length and the working radius that we obtained from the previous lesson. By the end of this lesson, you'll understand how to select the correct crane capacity and choose the most suitable counterweight configuration. Let's get started. Here is the boom length and here is the working radius that we determined in the previous lesson. Now let's assume our dynamic hook load is 14.35 tons. Remember, the dynamic hook load is the total load suspended from the crane hook. It includes the lifted object, the hook block, the rigging equipment, and the applicable dynamic factor. Now let's also assume that the crane available on site is this 200-ton Liebherr mobile crane model LTM 1200-5.1. To determine whether this crane can safely perform the lift, we need to consult the crane load chart. But before selecting a crane capacity, let's first understand the information shown at the top of the chart. A crane's lifting capacity mainly depends on these four parameters. The first is the working radius. As the working radius increases, the crane capacity decreases. Reduce the radius and the crane can lift more. The second parameter is the boom length. As the boom becomes longer, the crane capacity also reduces. A shorter boom generally provides a higher lifting capacity. The third parameter is the counterweight. Increasing the counterweight improves the crane's lifting capacity. Reducing the counterweight reduces the crane's capacity. And finally, the outrigger spread. Fully extended, properly deployed outriggers provide better crane stability, which allows the crane to lift a higher load safely. Now let's understand the layout of the load chart. These values running vertically represent the working radius. Across the top, these values represent the boom length. And this number here shows the counterweight configuration used for that section of the chart. This particular crane offers several counterweight options: 72 tons, 52 tons, 42 tons, 32 tons, 12 tons, and 0 tons. Inside the table, each value represents the maximum crane capacity for a specific combination of working radius, boom length, and counterweight. Now here's an important point. When selecting a crane, don't automatically choose the largest counterweight available. Instead, start with the smallest counterweight that might safely perform the lift. There are three good reasons for this. First, transportation costs. For example, transporting 72 tons of counterweight may require approximately 3 30-ton trucks. That increases the cost of mobilizing the crane. Second, larger counterweights increase the overall crane weight. This creates higher outrigger reactions, which means greater pressure on the supporting ground. And third, larger counterweights require more time for assembly and crane setup. For these reasons, always begin with the smallest suitable counterweight, then increase only if necessary. Now let's determine the required crane capacity. Our working radius is 20 meters. Our boom length is 35.8 meters. We'll begin with the smallest counterweight, which is 0 tons. Following the radius and boom length, we find a crane capacity of 6.9 tons. Our dynamic hook load is 14.35 tons. Since 6.9 tons is less than 14.35 tons, This configuration cannot safely perform the lift. Next, let's try a 12-ton counterweight. At the same working radius and boom length, the crane capacity increases to 11.6 tons. Again, this is still below our required lifting load. Therefore, this configuration is also unsuitable. Now let's increase the counterweight to 32 tons. At the same radius and boom length, the crane capacity becomes 17.1 tons. Now let's calculate the crane utilization. We divide 14.35 by 17.1, then multiply by 100. This gives 83.92%. Excellent! This means the crane can safely perform the lift while remaining within its rated capacity. We have now confirmed that the 0-ton and 12-ton counterweight configurations are unsuitable. The 32-ton counterweight is the first configuration that safely satisfies our lifting requirement. Let's quickly recap. When selecting crane capacity from a crane load chart, always consider these key parameters: the working radius, the boom length, and for cranes with variable counterweight, the counterweight configuration. Most importantly, always begin with the smallest counterweight that can safely perform the lift. This approach reduces transportation costs, reduces ground loading, and shortens crane setup time. If you found this lesson helpful, please subscribe to Lift Right Academy. Give this video a like and share it with your colleagues. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.